برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل.
On 27th of November, Islamic Republic of Iran, nuclear scientist Mohsen Fakhrizadeh was killed in an ambush while driving through the mountain retreat of Absad, situated nearly 100 kilometers east of the capital city, Tehran. His car came into a head-on attack from a gunman on a motorist. As the motorcycles approached Dr. Fakhrizadeh's car, they opened fire. Other nuclear-related research he was also working on inventing a vaccine for COVID-19. He was also the scientist who managed to make a coronavirus diagnostic kit, which were actually dispatched to many European countries. Today, different people, including sheikhs, scholars, and journalists, gathered at the embassy of the Islamic Republic of Iran in Uganda to commemorate his life, and they have shown discomfort towards the act.
We want to remind the murderers that the scientists are competed against in laboratories and research centers. If you want to compete against a scientist, you go to the laboratory. Don't pick bombs and kill him on the street.
Because when you kill a scientist, you are actually awakening the minds of people to the fact that Iran is an island of justice in the world. Because as it were, even young children, as they watch scenes and scenarios of this assassination on TV, they will ask themselves, why will you kill someone? You don't have to be a scholar of international law. You don't have to be a student of international law to know that this is wrong. Of course, in international law, this is a crime against humanity.
Furthermore, they said that even though the enemies of Iran attack it, the country, it can't lose track and it just become more strong.
That nation will produce the greatest of such calibers of Motahari, calibers of the 72 ulemas killed in a terrorist bomb, including Beheshti at the start of the Islamic Revolution. And everybody thought the Islamic Revolution is going to stop here. It did not stop. It didn't stop. And the science and the research is not going to stop in the laboratories and the research centers of the Islamic Republic. Because it has never stopped in the past.
The intention of the people that assassinated Dr. Mohsen is to frighten the Islamic Republic of Iran into docility. But one thing they have forgotten to take note of is that they have never succeeded from 1979 up to now, but rather, the more they try to do dastardly and rascally murder and destruction like the one they did in Iraq to Soleimani, the more the Islamic Republic of Iran gets stronger, and the more they also send messages to the rest of the world that there is something in Iran. Those who call themselves harbinger of civilization, of human rights, they do not only celebrate this as to make justifiable the suspicion that they are the one that did it, but they also, in many instances, even praise it.
The Iranian ambassador to Uganda, Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, said that the late was a real patriot and he participated in several science activities within the country.
He was assassinated in a cowardly and crime, in a cowardly terroristic action. As you know, that nobody and no country and no one can accept this crime act. And this terrorism act was rejected and was not accepted in any forms.
Fakhrizadeh is not the first scientist to be killed. Others include Qasim Soleimani, who was recently killed. Others in 2010, Masoud al-Mohammed, who was assassinated in a pinpoint blast. In 2010 also, Majid SHAHRIARI, who was a specialist in neutral transplant, met the same fate. Assassins riding a motorcycle planted and detonated a magnetic C4 bomb planted on his car door he was driving. In 2011, DARIUSH REZAI-NEJAD was gunned down outside his Tehran apartment. He was an electrical engineering doctor student who worked involved in nuclear application. Wasting little time, in 2012 came MOSTAFA Ahmad, ROSHAN's turn. Motorbike rider attached a magnetic bomb that tore apart a car carrying him. He was also a nuclear scientist. These are not the only one, but others are countless. Yes, Chigongo, Channel 44 Prime News.